Yeah. All right. So great question around the bundles. Those are bundled transactions. Whenever you register a crypto handle, you're basically prepaying for 100 bundled transactions, which not every time you do an interaction, when you do certain features, a FIO request, approve a FIO request, you know, send, you use, I'm not sure if send reduces it, but whenever you're doing it, it's basically you're prepaying on the FIO side for that FIO data to be transmitted. If I do a FIO request for Bitcoin, it's gonna reduce that number of bundled transactions because I am sending the FIO data on the FIO chain. So it will reduce those bundled transactions. Crypto handles never expire, but when you run out of bundled transactions, you have to purchase more, which is roughly a little bit right around the equivalent of purchasing a crypto handle, right around $2.
I think 30.
And
I think about $10 less. I know this because when we did the giveaways, so we were given giveaways, and sending definitely count as bundle transaction. And I think it's 30. I could be wrong. I think 100 bundle transactions is $30, and the domain is roughly $40. I could be wrong.
No. It's only a couple bucks for another 100 bundle transactions.
And Wayne, it's different quantities. For like a request costs more bundled transactions than receiving or different. I don't know if we receive, but I know a request I think is like a couple bundled transactions, right? Are they different quantities for different things?
Yeah, there is. I know for signatures it's 2. So
Right.
you can sign 50 NFTs.
Right. The majority of them are going to be 2.
Emily, do you have that website that lists all the fees?
Eric just dropped the link in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Eric.
Here's the fees. Yeah, I think you're right, actually, by the way. I think it's $2, and the websites are 40 and 2.
So technically when you talk to somebody, the FIO crypto handles don't expire anymore. They don't expire. But when you run out of bundle transactions, you have to purchase more if you want to continue using the protocol, which if they're using it that much, it's worth it. Also, just for a note, something I learned the hard way. So if someone sends you a FIO request to your wallet, like that happened to me in my Edge wallet, and you deny the request, your denial counts as a bundled transaction.
Yes, it does.
I learned that the hard way. See, I did a demo video for one of our giveaways we're doing for a vendor, and I even talked about them sending to the I did the video, and then they did a promo where if you sent a FIO request, they were selecting certain FIO requests to honor those requests, and they referenced my video to show people how to use that feature. And so I had like hundreds of people send me FIO requests, and I started like declining them all, and then I realized I ran out of bundled transactions. I was like, okay, those are just gonna sit there forever because I'm not gonna decline them all. Like a one-off, decline is fine, but yeah, if you get spam with requests, don't sit there to deny them all. It'll use all your bundled transactions. So good questions though. So hopefully that answers it. If someone's using the FIO protocol enough and they see value, they should buy the they should want to buy the additional bundled transactions. It's their fail safe. It's really, I tell people all the time, it stops you from making those errors of sending crypto to the wrong address, sending crypto on the wrong chain. Because right now, if I wanted to send, I'm sending it, say from my wallet to cold storage, and I copy and paste that wallet address, and most of us do it on a phone, and I accidentally, hit my finger on a button or tap an extra key or something. Most times, like the regular copy and paste is not going to stop you. It'll let you send it, and it's gone forever. Whereas, with FIO, whenever it pings that crypto handle, if there's a valid mapped address to what you've typed, it'll allow the send to go through. If there's not, it won't. So sometimes the crypto handle could be typed wrong, and it'll stop it because it's typed wrong and it doesn't recognize an address. And sometimes, even if you type it right, but the crypto you're sending, either you or whoever you're sending to hasn't mapped that particular chain to. I was going to do a demo from Monero.com the other day, and when I was going through utilizing FIO send, I realized I forgot to map a Monero wallet address to that crypto handle I was trying to send to for the demo. So that allowed, so I went in, mapped it, and then it allowed me to send. So it prevents a lot of problems. And we're starting to see a lot of use cases for FIO. So with that, any other questions before we move forward? I'm going to start going through a screen share and show you guys some of the resources that we have out there. But definitely feel free to stop me if you've got any questions. All right, let's see. Share that screen. All right, can you all see my screen?
Yep.
All right, so if you have not seen this before, you may want to bookmark this page. Or if somebody, I'll drop it in the chat real quick. That way you guys can see that. Because this is something you want to bookmark. I've got this bookmarked on my home screen on my computer. This is for new workers, but if you haven't seen any of these resources, it's something good to go through. We've got an explainer video on YouTube. I'm going to show you our YouTube channel, but a lot here links to that. CoinMarketCap. We have a learn and earn on CoinMarketCap for FIO. So you can go through that. Now, these are not just resources, for you to use, but think about this. If you are talking to someone and maybe you just have a brief second, and maybe if they're familiar with CoinMarketCap, tell them, say, hey, look up FIO on CoinMarketCap, because when you do, it's going to tell you there's a learn and earn for it. See if I got it pulled up here. Yeah, well, I actually got it on there now, but when I go to the FIO protocol page right here, just tell them, go look up FIO protocol on CoinMarketCap and see the tab that says learn and earn. So I literally click on that and it takes me to the learn and earn, to where I can learn a little bit more about what is FIO protocol, watch videos. So those are that's a resource that you have there on the FIO website. I'll go through that in a second. YouTube channel. I got a ton of demos on numerous different wallets on how to do it. And if there is something you need to see that's not in that video library we have already, myself or someone else, we can make those videos. They don't really take long to do. If you notice, most of my demo videos, I try to keep them under usually between a minute to 2 to 3 minutes at the most, depending on how many features I'm showing. But it links you to all of these different demo videos, and this is constantly expanding. So maybe this has changed since you joined. Maybe you saw this and there was only 10 bullet points when you joined, and now there's more. So go back in and check it out. Know where our block explorer is. Understand how that works. I use it a lot if I'm trying to see who has a certain domain, because I'm talking to integration partners and I want to see if their domain's already been reserved. A lot of especially the well-known potential domains have been reserved by the foundation in case any of those companies or projects or whatever decide to integrate. We can get them their domain. The developers hub, I'm going to show you where that is as well, but this is all linked here, the GitHub, and then experience yourself. Edge Wallet is pretty much one of the better to really experience everything except for NFT signatures. You can create an Edge crypto handle. You can register your own, purchase your own FIO domains. You can purchase your custom crypto handles using any domains that you own. You can stake within the Edge wallet. You can send a FIO request, approve a FIO request. So they pretty much integrated most of those features, but then you can go to, let's see.
And I'd like to add natively on Edge.
Yeah, it's all native. And then you can go to the YouTube channel, as I mentioned, and you can see here, I mean, there's just tons of video. Every time we have an integration partner, we do demo videos on those. So you can see what's here. You can see what's available, different wallets. You may say, hey, I use that wallet, Opera. You want to see how Opera integrated it. Opera is one of our most successful integrations as far as generating crypto handles, because they did it with the onboarding process. So when someone's setting up the their Opera crypto wallet, it has them register a crypto handle right then and there. And we've had hundreds of thousands of crypto handles come through for that. So if I'm talking to an integration partner, I tell them, I reference this. I said, this is one of the most successful ones because it's done in the onboarding process. And that's something that's important And just think about the user experience. So you send a user there, you're not gonna have to explain how to set up a crypto handle in Opera, because we did a demo video for just for that purpose. But when someone's setting up their Opera crypto wallet, then it's easy. Like it walks them through. They don't really need to watch the demo video. And you see we've got the one I was talking about. Let me see, did I pass it up? Yeah, right up here at the top. So I did a demo on integrating the FIO protocol using the dashboard. That's this video here. But you can also use that one if you want to understand how the dashboard works, because I kind of go through the different features of it. I can create a different one on how to utilize like the different features within the dashboard, as I was talking about when we first started here. But there's tons of videos here, tons of videos. And in fact, I would also challenge you, it should be finished probably sometime later tonight or early tomorrow, the community update from last week. I was editing that video. There's a few things we needed to alter in it. And now I'm working on the subtitles, which are a little off. So I got to change every subtitle. I got to shift every subtitle over, but that's going to be out there. You can get a full update on what's happening with FIO right now. So some of you on this call I saw were on there, and some of you may not have been on there. So that'll give you the option, if you missed it, to go back and watch it, or if you watched it and maybe there wasn't something you understand or you want to go back and listen to again, that'll be there as well. So bookmark these channels, follow the YouTube channel and set it as a favorite. That way, bookmark it, whatever it may be. You can reference that not only when you want to learn something more about it, but whenever you're talking to others about it, you say, hey, yeah, I've got a video for that, right? It's so easy because as you can see, well, it doesn't really say, it shows you the times. Most of these videos are 1, 2, 3 minutes at the most. Very few of them actually go over that unless it's a full in-depth explanation on a lot more different things. Like the Alti wallet was a little bit more in depth, but that's a pretty unique feature to where you can integrate FIO wallets and utilize FIO features within WhatsApp, Telegram, and Discord. So that's a cool thing. You may want to go into that. You may not even been aware of that, what Alti does. So all these integrations are pretty unique in the fact that they give us a chance to do something different. Coin payments, for instance. I reference that video quite a bit when I'm talking to payment processors, because it shows how they can implement FIO requests right here, FIO requests into the checkout to pay with crypto. And it's funny, I don't know if you can tell from when you watch that video, it was kind of like an aha, almost like a light bulb came on for me. Micah and I and Mac were explaining FIO to somebody. We were doing a demo on the Edge wallet in person in Miami back in, I think it was April. And when the guy saw how to map the wallet addresses to it, he had that oh shit moment, like it clicked. And that's what happened to me when I was doing this coin payments demo, because when I go to check out, I select pay with crypto with FIO request, and then I select which cryptocurrency I wanted to pay with. And then I typed in my own crypto handle and it hit submit on the cart, and it sent a FIO request to my Edge wallet. I opened my Edge wallet, I approved the request, and my cart was paid for. It was easier than paying with the credit card. And those are the types of integrations and features that can get easily adopted, because when you make something easier than the current technology that people are used to, then that's really going to help accelerate things. When we're talking to payment providers, I share those resources. So I'm constantly going to these, and I'm clicking them and copying, sharing the link, and sending it to people when they ask about a feature, because sometimes they can watch a quick demo video and it's a lot quicker than being able to do that. So if you want to understand how some of those features work, you can do that. You can do that as well. So the YouTube channel is great. Let's see if I missed anything on here. The DAO page and the work proposal process, which is a little bit more on the internal side. And these links are free. You can feel free to share them with anybody, and I'll show you some of the other things I reference when I'm talking to people. So our main website, and obviously this is going to be changing soon. It's going to be a better interface, but there's going to be a similar flow to content. We're just going to work on making things easier. But right now, I can go up here to the top where it says users, and there's a getting started page. There's demonstrations. The one I use the most is ecosystems. Where can I buy FIO tokens? Where can I utilize these features? Everyone in green on this ecosystem page has integrated the features that are listed under their name, and then some of them that are in yellow, those are integrating now. which some of these, are very close to being done. So these are wallets, and then you go to exchanges, and it lists the exchanges, whether it's just the token or more features, it lists what those are. And then payment processors. Coin Payments is integrated, Now Payments is integrating, and then NFT platforms right now. So you've got those, the FIO tools where you can get info, and then staking platforms are where you can stake the FIO token. Edge obviously is preferred. That's the easiest one. It stays in your wallet. You have complete control over it. And it's easier than the other one. I mean, Anchor is kind of the same way, but Anchor was a little bit of a complicated process for most people. So that's what's available now for our ecosystem. And this is constantly being updated. Every time an integration is live and Emily and the team go in and verify the integration is live and it's working properly, they'll update this ecosystem page. So this is something I reference constantly. I bookmarked this tab as well because it takes me right to the ecosystem. And then for integrators, Developer Hub, we have a Developer Hub and a knowledge base. Now that was also linked in the training stuff, but knowledge base is a ton of information you can go to. The overview, what are crypto handles, requests, what is FIO data? A lot of people ask about privacy. Go through here and read up, about, just what it says about privacy, benefits and bounties for wallets, benefits and incentives for exchanges. So this could be for your own personal knowledge or when you speak into people, because we come across people all the time that are working in space that have projects, and we know our protocol can make using everything easier, so we can share that information with people. But let's go back to the Dev Hub real quick and show you. This is a big one I send out often lately, just the integration guide. This talks about the integration, and there's links. What is the FIO protocol? Get some information about it. But this is more about the different functionalities, and then some of the information that is, needed to for those that are considering integrating FIO. I sent this to a potential integration partner last week, and he just reached out, said they're almost finished the integration, and we haven't even talked about anything or even signed an MOU. They just liked what they saw and started working with it and had some questions. So this is, obviously it's open for anybody to use. So you've got this full integration guide. So when I'm talking to someone more on the technical side and they want to know about, the depth of the integration, I'll send this to them as well. Any questions on that before we go forward? Anything I've talked about so far?
All good.
All right. Okay. So some of the resources I've showed you, CoinMarketCap already. CoinGecko also lists FIO protocol data. Just CoinMarketCap gives you the learn and earn and a little bit more in-depth information. But if you're not familiar on how to use these, they're both similar in features to where you can view the market data. And this is like Crypto 101. Most of you probably already know this, but I'm going to take a couple minutes just to go through. So you can pull up the market and it ranks it by market cap, and you can search for whatever you're looking for. So if I want to get FIO, I can pull it up here. And it also gives you a ton of information. Website, our Medium, blocks, our Explorer right here. It only lists Trust Wallet and CoinGecko, not sure why. And then community pages, Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, LinkedIn, Discord, Facebook. So if you're not following or connected to us internally, everybody on here is working within, on somebody, somewhere within the FIO project. So you should be following these resources, especially if you spend time in these places. Like, comment, share what you see, because that's going to help us get it out to more people. But make sure you're following all of us, following FIO on all the different channels. And then it just tells you a little bit about API, total supply of tokens of when all the tokens have been created in circulation. Right now, there's like 603 million in circulation. It shows you our market cap, our 24-hour trading volume, and it does that on CoinMarketCap as well. And so, also here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So from here, like you see, it shows you markets, and it shows me where. Just remember the ecosystem page. This shows you not only exchanges, places where you can buy the FIO token, but what's the pair on there? So USDT, FIO for BUSD. So depending on what someone wants to buy with, they've got different options on different exchanges. Not all of them are open to every country, so you got to really evaluate which ones are available to you. I mean, if you're in the US, Binance is not available, but Bitmart is. And some of these others, Gate.io is not available in the US. So you really have to look at which ones are open to the US. But similar concept here. It's the same information similar information like we saw in CoinGecko. It's just laid out just a little differently. So that is some place where you can get data on the FIO token, FIO protocol, and also look up anything else crypto related. That's pretty much part of my toolbox for anything I'm looking up. Next, let's talk about the dashboard. So this is one question came up, mentioned about the dashboard, how to map. Now you can sign in. Let's see.
How does it know when you put in your PIN that it's associated with your account?
Because
I thought that was pretty cool. That's something unusual that I've seen across crypto. So I mean,
now,
it's really cool.
Yeah. So it's when you signed in and you stayed signed in, it's just like a security feature to get back in. If I click sign out right here and I go to sign back in, I've got to enter all of my login credentials again, username and password.
Okay. That makes sense. Gotcha.
So you can do that. I find that sometimes because I've created a few dashboard accounts for demos, and sometimes I got to figure out which one I'm logged into. So I got to hit sign out all the way. But yeah, if you stay signed in, it's almost like a timeout and you got to put your PIN to get back in it. But once you're signed out completely, then you have to put in those login credentials again. So you can see crypto handles here. You can register new FIO crypto handles, register FIO domains, and this is pretty simple. Like if I want a domain, I can type in what I want it to be. I don't know.
Maybe historical figure.
What's that?
The historical figures, those domains.
Let's see. Maybe I'll buy the alien right now. Huh?
No, I have it.
Huh?
I have the alien. Well, I have @alien.
Oh, that was gonna be see, I can get that one. No, I'm joking. All right. But anyway, you can pick whatever domain you want. If it's available, it'll show it to you. If it's not, it'll show you it's available. If it's not, like you said, he's already got alien. See, somebody's already got that, right? So you can purchase.
It's me. Alien is me, actually.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was using that as an example. You can purchase that domain, and then you can register crypto handles on it. So if I want to register a crypto handle, it'll allow me to use any of the crypto handles I own, plus some basic ones that are open for anybody to register a crypto handle on, which is the HODL, Moon, and Wallet, I believe. So, you can do those, and then you put in your username, what you want it to be. And that's going to be typically your $2, $2 worth of FIO tokens to purchase that. To homepage. So here I can manage my wallets here. You can see my total balance. Gives you options to create another wallet. See, I can create another one if I want to have multiple ones in there. It's just up to you. I've got 2 here, and then I can also manage my handles. So this is where I can I can add these bundle transactions here. You see each one is showing how many I have left. I can do an NFT signature on here. If you're not sure how to do that, I do have a video that shows you how to create an NFT signature for an NFT that you, no matter what chain you created on, there's a way to pull that data in to do it. Now, when NFT marketplaces integrate FIO signatures, it's a whole lot easier to do. But if someone wanted to do it, they can do it there. I can send a FIO request. And then I can also link wallets here. So this is where you can link, which will be mapping other wallets. This is what I've linked so far. I can add a link, and then I can select the chain code, what I want, enter the token code, put my public address, and then I can link that, and it allows me to. So now, if like we were talking about when we first started the call, where if you want to link MetaMask, your MetaMask wallets to, or any wallet that does, even an exchange wallet that doesn't have FIO integrated, you can map those wallet addresses here within the dashboard to a crypto handle. That way, when you're using FIO send from a wallet that's enabled FIO send, I can type in that crypto handle and it's going to send it to that right wallet address. I can edit these. I can delete them if I wanted to. So it just gives you the option for each one, how to map. And then within the settings, it shows which wallet I got it tied to, what's the public key. And I can transfer if I want to send this crypto handle to somebody else, I can transfer it. It's just, it's an asset I can send. If I have their FIO crypto handle or FIO, public key, I can send it over to them and then they'll own it. I can do the same thing for domains. So the cool thing about domains is you can manage a little bit different. So this tells me when I need to renew these, when they expire. Crypto handles expire every year. And GP, I think you can chime in. Is there going to be functionality soon for multi-year purchases? I know you guys were looking into that.
Yeah, so I'm working on concept for multi-year purchase for sure. When it's going to roll out, I don't know because it's really just conceptually being built right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that, and then I also wanted to touch on the fact that I'm at literally U18 Stripe integration right now. So domains, handles, bundles, and renewals
With the credit
will
card?
also have the option for credit card or debit purchase.
Okay.
So that is coming online also.
Wayne, I have a question about domains. Let's say I were to purchase a domain, obviously, with ENS and DWeb and Unstoppable, there's a ton, obviously there's a big market just for that and on the secondary marketplaces, which I think come in soon. But let's say I own, for example, I bought ESPN. So I bought that domain for FIO. Let's say I make some handles off of that domain. And then eventually ESPN, somehow gets involved with crypto and wants to take over that domain. Does the handles follow it? Like, is that some buy it on the secondary marketplace? Does every handle associated with it go straight to them?
No, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know, Eric, maybe you can let me know if I'm right or wrong on this, but whoever owns each one of those crypto handles still owns that handle. Just whoever holds the domain controls the creation of new crypto handles.
Yeah, that's a good question because you can also flip between private and public domain. So if it were to be reset to private, I don't know what the impact is on that.
I would think whatever. Well, I would think it would just control creation to where if there's already one created. I mean, I guess that's something
yeah.
you can test out. If there's already one created, the owner of that would still own it. Versus they would just handle new. I would think new.
Yeah.
Let me look that up there, Wayne.
Yeah.
Good question. So back there, so what we're talking about too with private. So I have, I purchased my last name on this one. So if I wanted to let other members of my family use this, I can edit. I can make the domain public, or I can transfer this over. I've purchased a few domains for people that I know that I was looking to work with, and then send it to them when I was ready. So I could do that. So I can send this transfer over, or I can make it public to where anybody can register. Or maybe I decide, all right, I'm going to be nice and I'm going to buy crypto handles for each member of my family. And then I create each crypto handle, and then I individually send them each the crypto handle. So that's your features there. But this is how you manage the domain and also register crypto handles to the domain. You also have, you can go in and renew them as they expire. And think about it. 40 years for, $40 a year. It's not a bad rate. I use this as an example recently whenever I talk to people. But if I go to Unstoppable Domains, and just the other day, let's see, I think I got one link to my Google. All right, so I just helped an artist recently, Joshua Paintings, and so he wanted to add Joshua domain for FIO, and we helped him get that set up. $40 for the domain, and when you look at what Unstoppable does, they're different. There's different features from what we do, which you know, I can share. Chelsea, don't you have a link to that image that compares us and Unstoppable?
Yep, I do. I'll put it in the chat because someone from the Aurochs community asked for it just to see the differences between FIO and Unstoppable. So I thought the chart was really good to explain.
Yes, so Chelsea.
Masari also have an amazing chart between ENS and yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was going next. That's when she asked me if there was anything else. I told her about the Masari report, which I'll pull that up here in a second too, just to show you. But this is just to show you. So when you look at domains, just from a price standpoint, he wanted to add Joshua, $40 a month. It's not bad. But when I search on here for Joshua, look at the cost. The low, you know, basically, unless I want to change the name, if I just want Joshua, you know, it looks like $5,000 is the cheapest one for that. And many of those you're purchasing them directly from Unstoppable. So they're charging a premium for their domains that they would feel would be in high demand. And even those would still be Joshua.nft, Joshua.wallet. I think there's a lot more personalization in what we can do. There's differences between us. We're not a direct competitor with them. I mean, they're similar features. They can map wallet addresses to them as well. They're a smart contract that I think, if I'm not mistaken, is built on, I think Ethereum, which is also on Polygon and Zilliqa. Same thing with ENS. ENS works for Ethereum-based, Ethereum-based tokens, but that's a big difference when you look at just to buy domains on here. Unstoppable is really charging a premium. So $40 a month for the @Joshua domain. I mean, $40 a year for the @Joshua domain is not bad when you figure and he's going to be making NFTs. So if you wanted Joshua.nft, he'd have to pay Unstoppable $8,000 to get that one. So that's just an example, but Chelsea's dropped that thing in the chat. Let me see. I think I have the Masari report pulled up. Oh, it's in my search history. If you haven't seen this, I also recommend taking a look at it. Let me drop this in the chat as well. All right. And Eric dropped in the chat, when the domain is transferred, all crypto handles remain unchanged. Yeah, that's what I figured would happen. You know, whoever owns that crypto handle still owns it as well. So that had a chance go through. Is that the full report? Let's see. Yeah, I click on it there. Let's see that chart that Adil was talking about. I haven't passed it yet, have I, Adil?
I think you had to hop off, Wayne.
Oh. Yeah, this one here. This is the one he was talking about here. Just kind of differentiating himself from ENS and Unstoppable domains, just kind of what what we have available within the FIO ecosystem versus ENS. Human readable wallet names is just the one thing that we share. So this is a great.
Will FIO ever be a web domain? Will it ever exist like in a web browser?
I mean, I don't know. I'll say ever, but I don't know. Anybody have any insight on that? I don't really. I wouldn't say never, but I know it's not possible right now, or not a feature. All right. So with that was kind of my plan to go through that for this initial session. I wanted to spend about, dedicated an hour to this. So about 45 minutes of going through that. The last 15 minutes, if there's any questions anybody has when it comes to FIO, the FIO protocol, how to do something, any questions anybody can think of, I'll go back and check the chat and see if anybody dropped any questions in the chat. this was a good training. Actually, it spurned it made Adil purchase another domain. He went in and purchased the alien when I showed him that it was still available. So. Any questions? Yeah.
Trying to think of some now that you put me on the spot. As I start reading more of the resources and materials, I'll probably have some more questions, but for now it was definitely helpful.
Well, I'll wait to see if anybody has any other questions. Let's do this. Micah, would you mind just get everybody just a high level overview of what's happening with FIO protocol and gaming and kind of where we might see that going?
Yeah, sure. Before I do that, I'm gonna shoot you a link to Pablo's write-up in the chat real quick, so you guys have that. You should all read that, as well as something that Adam and Eric and I spoke about today. This is just a work in progress, but something to take a look at regarding a project called FIO Assets. So I'm going to paste that in there of something that could be coming down the pipeline that we're excited about as a possibility. So from a general overview, whenever I do a pitch to a gaming org, I kind of speak about it with a three-pronged approach. The first one being using the FIO crypto handles as that in-game user login, right? So, you know, anyone who's played a game knows that when you sign up for that game, you create an account, be it World of Warcraft, you know, Counter-Strike, whatever, right? That in-game user login can be that FIO crypto handle, and that kind of sets you up for the ecosystem within game to be able to send and receive crypto, send and receive NFTs. When those NFTs are created in game, right? Then that brings us to the prong number two. We can sign those NFTs with FIO NFT signatures. That provides a lot of value for both the user and the game itself, right? It reduces support tickets that they're going to have to deal with when dealing with any kind of scams, fakes, or forgeries. It also helps promote the game if those NFTs are transferred anywhere else and signed by that FIO crypto handle, hopefully to another platform that it also supports NFT signatures, so they can see that, you know, that signature on those NFTs. And then gaming guilds, right? Gaming guilds are going to definitely want to buy those domains. Those gaming guilds are going to be known for doing something across multiple games, most likely, be it mining, crafting, anything like that. Guilds are, there's kind of two different types of guilds. Either they're going to be very exclusive, and that's what's great about FIO being built on ESIO. It allows us to kind of have a lot of those permissions on chain, so we can either do public or private. So a guild might be either private and exclusive or public, and just allow whoever they want to bring in to that guild. It's also very, those domains are also very important for different kinds of games for different reasons. So if you take a competitive game, right, say like Valorant or Counter-Strike or League of Legends, those are going to have professional gaming orgs. And one of the things that these orgs do is play in competitive tournaments, and they also stream online. So there's that notoriety factor and branding factor to that team or organization having that at team domain. So I like to give the example, one of the most popular gaming orgs is 100 Thieves. And one of the most popular players on that org is Hiko. So Hiko at 100 Thieves can be his crypto handle that he can put on his stream and be tipped directly, therefore bypassing a lot of the fees that Twitch takes or any other kind of streaming service that they might be on, as well as being paid out in tournaments. These gaming orgs, typically when they're paid out in fiat, and I know this because I've run a lot of high tier competitive tournaments, it can sometimes take them 6 months to be paid out in fiat because of all the stupid rules and regulations from state to state, country to country, et cetera, et cetera. So teams will be coming over to crypto as a payment option, because they can be paid out directly right after their their tournament is won. And there's platforms that we're going to be partnering with, like ProLeague.gg, who does exactly this. They're going to be running tournament gaming platforms where teams can sign up. It can be automated and they can be paid out in crypto. So, it's kind of just the tip of the iceberg, really, for what domains can do in gaming. There's a lot more use cases. It just kind of depends on the game, but that's typically the pitch that I like to give. So the in-game user handles for the in-game login, right? Either at that at game domain, and then guilds can purchase their own custom domains if they want to, and NFT signatures for all the in-game assets that are created to promote those guilds, promote those players, and to protect against scams and forgeries.
Cool, good stuff. Any questions about that?
I think my question kind of is like, I guess, let's say I'm a gamer and I have a Twitch and I have a handle pulled up on my screen. I guess they're not really education, but there'll have to be some prompting to say what the domain actually means, and I guess how they can facilitate that, right? Because it won't necessarily have FIO, or will it say like FIO crypto handle and then whatever it is, or it just depends on the user? Like, which way do you see it working, Micah?
So wait, can you say that again as far as?
Yeah, I guess like my question is, let's say there's just Micah at FIO and it's on a screen as you're gaming. Like, how would the user watching that video know what the purpose of that is? Like, I guess most gamers will kind of say, hey, if you want to send tips here, I'm set up with the FIO crypto handle. Here's my address of where you would send it to. Like, I guess that's where the individual gamers, our users, would have to at least do some type of education or prompting to say what it's for.
Yeah, much like the promotion of NFT signatures, right? The artist or whatever would go on Twitter and say, hey, this is my FIO crypto handle. Now, as we start integrating into more games and more exchanges, this is going to become more commonplace. But yeah, that streamer, I mean, that's what they do. They sit there and they talk about shit, right? So they're going to be like, hey, tip me out to my awesome crypto handle called Hiko at 100 Thieves. And this is hopefully what I'm really shooting for when I go for integrations, is kind of like what we did with Opera. And I'm gonna shout out Emily on that, because she made that happen and that was super cool. But the idea on that was perfect, right? We have to get these integrations to onboard FIO as part of the onboarding process to that application, right? So in games, that's a perfect way to do that, and a perfect way to get a lot of users signed up for FIO. The game itself will do its job to promote that onboarding process, right? So whatever game that streamer might be showcasing, right? That can be tied into that. There is going to have to be a level of education and marketing, that's done with this. But from the way I see it, games are huge, and it allows that onboarding process to kind of happen organically as users get on different platforms that FIO is integrated with. And the streamer can just mention it right there, right? People are going to wonder, what's that on his screen? They're going to reach out to the streamer. What does this mean? And he'll simply tell them, tip me directly right here. If you believe in crypto, I believe in crypto. Let's use crypto.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool. Thank you, Micah. Anybody else have any questions before we wrap up? All right. So far for the agenda for the next one, we're going to do like this is in 2 weeks. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth on FIO NFT signatures. Going to talk a little bit about some other features. We could go in depth on a few specific features of the FIO protocol. that we're really going to be looking to do some of the things we can do with the dashboard. And GP, you said when's that Stripe integration going to be live on the dashboard?
UATing it now.
Okay. Cool. So that'll be exciting. That's it. But between now and then, if you've got anything that you want to cover, or keep an eye out, I'm also going to send out a Google survey form just to kind of pick everybody's brain to see what would be important to cover here. Like I said, understanding it's one thing, being able to explain it to someone else is something different. And just about everybody here pretty much works in a capacity where we're trying to explain the FIO protocol to people. But in the meantime, like, go back if you're not already, make sure you're following FIO on all the social media channels, Telegram, Discord, and just be active in there and reference those YouTube videos. When someone has questions, feel free to send them those videos. It's funny, I can look at the views on some of the videos and tell which ones are being utilized the most. And it's usually the ones that give a lot of value, are really beneficial people to understand the basics of the FIO protocol, how to use it, what are the benefits of even using it. As we talk to integration partners and people that we want to partner with, they've got to see the value of what we do, and it's all about making crypto easier as well. And just as a fun little side note, if you guys want, I've been making a ton of FIO memes, so we'll send those out to everybody too. All right. Anything else before we wrap? Nope. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you all.
Thank you, Wayne.
We'll be right back here. Now, keep in mind, this was a one-off as far as the time. If you look at the calendar invite, the remaining ones are a little bit earlier in the day. Today was just already booked up before and I wanted to make sure it still happened today. So make sure to pay attention on the calendar invite. Feel free to invite anybody else that you know that could benefit from this as well. So see you all here in a couple of weeks, but I'm sure I'll talk to everybody here sooner than that anyway. So take care, everybody.
You guys.
Thank you, Wayne. Thanks.